Well. We just decided to run it. Welcome to another edition of RipCast. We got one loaded up for you tonight. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video everywhere. And without any further ado, of course, once again, my intrepid co-host, ladies and gentlemen, I am Tony D. This is Corndiff. What's going on, buddy?
Tony, how are you? Hey, man.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm well rested.
Man,
Well rested from the last round.
That's a good feeling.
How are you doing?
Doing great. It was a bright day. Sun was shining.
Yeah. How's the field?
Nice. The birds haven't really been a problem yet.
Right.
But yeah.
Do you have a scarecrow that is there, or do you have to hire one, or do they kind of like go from farm to farm and they have like
We like to employ homeless.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. So they're not at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why I've asked you all here this evening. Okay, we decided to jump on here because we had kind of planned it. We got a little signal cross. That's fine, but we're here. So whether you're watching on the replay, and come over to the YouTube chat because I can see some people are not with us over here. So, but this is where I'm going to see you. All right. Hey, welcome, Dirty Dalish in the house.
Dirty
Yes,
Dalish.
Hello there. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Versus the crows.
There we go. Corndiff versus all crows. I think you could probably get a nice crossbow out there if you need it, but we don't want to hurt him, I guess. We don't want to hurt him. That would be cruel.
Right.
Okay. Flying rats. So what we're going to do is a while back, and what it says is the Alec Baldwin, some shenanigans. Now, I had an old handle, and a lot of those channels were taken down, right? But I had some of the videos re-uploaded them. When I started my new channel way back, when we were talking a little bit about Scientology the other day, right? Mm-hmm. And then I dropped some stuff on my other channel about it, and Billy Baldwin is married to China Phillips, who is the sister of Bijou Phillips, who's married to Danny Masterson, who was just convicted of that assault, right? In the Scientology case. So, speaking of the Baldwins, I have had, let's just say I've been in Hollywood a long time, and I have had some interaction with the Baldwins. And just for a little context, when I would hang out with them, I would know what name they signed into a hotel under, right? When they go into a hotel, they sign under a secret name, whether it's Billy or, any one of the 17 Baldwin brothers.
Would it be the same fake name they would use every time?
I believe they all use the same fake last name. Yeah. From what I experienced, except for Steven.
Huh.
Yeah. And by the way, it's public information, but you would have to look for it. It happens to be a old family member name. So, you just would have to look it up if you're interested. You'll find it easily on Wikipedia. Anyway, Alec Baldwin dropped a couple rounds into people and had a little problem lately on the set of a film called Rust.
I heard about that.
Okay. Very unfortunate situation. Young lady passed away, and no criminal charges for this guy. Well, he's also connected to this whole Scientology thing, by the way.
Oh.
Because just by being, because isn't that the brother-in-law, right? Since his brother's married to his wife. That makes him the brother-in-law of Danny Masterson, right?
Yeah, I think it's right.
So then is the brother of the brother still a brother-in-law? Like, is the brother of the brother-in-law still a brother-in-law? Do you see what I'm saying?
You're stretching the limits of my corn brain.
I understand. There's only a few kernels.
That's right.
Right here. Something sure is sus is going down with the Baldwin fam. Yeah, they seem to have their fingers in a lot of dirty little pies. But here's a interview of and this is just going to be the beginning, and you'll see that this is under my old handle here. Look at that. Look at that thumbnail. You wonder why this one got throttled?
I have an idea.
He's holding a gun to my head. I made this thumbnail. Thank you very much.
It's a good one.
Thank you so much. But this is before I changed my handle because I had a lot of channels that were, terminated with that. Anyway, getting into this here. Okay, here. I'm going to go a little forward. I guess you should just see like the intro and see where I'm going with a bit, a little context. We're going to check out this Tony D kid. If you are new here, do us a favor. So there's the old program. Let me know where you viewed
a few
from.
years ago.
Got a couple of volume things happening here. Holds on.
I think I was drinking.
I didn't mute the big monitor, but that's okay.
I think
Haven't been on live in a minute. Kicking out some of the rust. Thank you so much for joining me here today on another edition of the Veritas Machine. I'm Tony, your host. You guys ready for this one? Hey, what's going on? Long Island in the house. So, what we have today is something very unique, very special.
This is before I took a very long break from streaming, right?
Okay.
So when you take a very long break from streaming, you kind of got to start from the beginning, building up the crowd, the notifications kind of wear, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this was a few years ago. You could still see some of the same pieces in the background that are right here. See this skull right there?
Oh yeah.
That's right here. So there's the the Centurion War helmet over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
something that not many creators get to experience.
Hey,
the fact of the matter is, Alec Baldwin tried to take down my YouTube channel. Let's get into it.
I want you to write down
transition right there, huh?
The preposition, the Veritas machine.
So you can hear the intro.
Veritas machine. The Veritas.
What I did was I took Alec Baldwin saying my handle over and over again. What happened was he sent me a DM because I was really hammering him about his relationship with Harvey Weinstein. Because when Harvey Weinstein was brought to jail, and you know how I am with that stuff, right? Yeah. I get a little weird about the things with the, this kind of stuff. Yeah. Anyhow, he was still like giving him money, putting money on his books, for Harvey Weinstein. What are you doing, Alec?
Wow.
Anyhow. So he sent me a DM, and he said in the DM, it's hilarious because he sent me the DM really early in the morning, and he said, "Look at my feed. I'm going to expose you." Expose what? Dude, I've just exposed me. Like, you're the one who's like dicking around with Harvey Weinstein, talking to him and go visiting him in jail, bringing him whatever. What are you bringing him?
Yeah.
You're bringing him like a salmon spread. Like, what are you bringing this guy? Bagels, some corned beef.
So what did he end up doing? Or did he do anything?
Who?
Him. He said he was going to take you down.
Oh yeah, no, this is him going to expose you. You're going to see it. Okay. This is it. This is him. He went on Instagram and made an Instagram live video. And this dude is unhinged. Okay. This dude has got fucking, and let me just tell you something. On my Instagram, I have around 20,000 followers right now, right? When he did this, I had 500. And I just want to tell you something. This little incident in about 3 days, I was up to 10,000 followers. My YouTube channel was already monetized. You know what I mean? Like, people were just like watching this stuff over and over again. So, there is a certain thing to drama, right?
Oh yeah. Especially
if a guy like this comes at you.
People like it.
Oh, they loved it. This was like, and hilarious.
The preposition, the Veritas machine. Veritas
He is all here.
Veritas
Hidden.
machine. Veritas.
This is my old intro. You might have to switch the
Veritas
music up.
machine.
All right.
Machine.
Light the fires and kick the tires.
The truth set you free.
Let's go.
I always like to have a nice vibe intro. Right? Intro
Thank you
vibe.
for joining me once again. Another edition of the Veritas Machine. I am Tony, your host. Welcome. Y'all ready? UK in the house. See, there's still people that love me in the UK. Let's do this.
You get that, yeah. Here's the intro. We're just going to slide it forward. You can always go back. I've got these videos still up on the Zero Dark Tony channel, but there was an interview that Alec Baldwin did, right? Interview
liked by everyone who
of that was the interview, and you're going to hear me double here. This is like when we had Blind Mike on the other day, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to hear me doing the reaction to his interview on ABC after the shooting incident that he was involved in. Okay. So this is where you show that Alec is like still in denial, right? This is when he went and did this interview when he really shouldn't have, kind of thing.
Okay.
A small, a bit and a piece of it is. So you could just sort of see, this is what George Stephanopoulos.
Here, there was a question.
And
she was someone who was
this is a preview.
who worked with and
Although we got a question in the chat that I just want to get to real quick. All right, here we go. Dirty Dalish has a question here. Okay, question for Tony and Corn. Do you feel like Alec should have done time for taking a life, even if it was an accident? Yes.
I don't think so.
He was responsible for the gun. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't know they had actual fucking guns on the sets that could fire. I'm surprised that
Brandon years ago.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's even a thing. But
I mean, yeah, he was handed it, but you should still always kind of clear it. I mean, I could see.
I mean, I have a carry permit, and yeah, definitely, I would have inspected it myself, even after the person that was hired for that specific purpose to handle the gun and keep track of it and all that. I mean, that should have been enough reassurance. I don't know. He shouldn't have. There should have been some kind of, I don't know, penalty, but I don't think he should have done time or should do time.
Right. He's going to have enough problem in civil court, you think? Accidents happen.
Oh, yeah.
Right. All right. Bill Loney checking in with that. Bill
Loney.
So here, okay, yeah, Bill Loney makes a good point here. He pointed a weapon. He's negligent. Right. So there is a degree of negligence there, whether it's criminal or not would need to be determined, I suppose, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
But that's what I'm saying is like, you know, criminal negligence, you know, it's essentially a slap. I'm not saying that the guy should go to jail for life for, you know, a premeditated kind of thing.
Right.
But this is an accident that is negligence.
Definitely.
All right. So let's listen to this buffoon.
Of Alec Baldwin speaking out about the shooting on Rust, which I have covered. You will see up in, well, I'll get to that in a minute. One of these things up here, you're going to be able to follow. I have several videos on Alec Baldwin on this channel.
and admired.
Okay, there she is.
I mean, even now, I find it hard to believe that. It just doesn't seem real to me.
You haven't said much in public since that tragic accident. Why speak out now?
This is not the first time that he's spoken out in public. He pulled over to the side of the road. I don't know why he's doing this. But anyway, this is ABC, and this is just a little clip that I'm showing you because it is pertinent to the video that I am going to continue on with. But this is...
You described it as a 1 in a trillion shot, and the gun was in your hand. How do you come to terms with that? It wasn't in the script for the trigger to be pulled.
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
What? Hold on a second. Did you guys just hear what I hear? What I heard? Let's just try that again. Okay. Let's just try it again.
The trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them. Never.
See what I'm saying?
What?
Well, we were just talking about criminal negligence on pause. So old me is not talking. This is new me.
Yeah.
But you see this? Right? See?
Yeah.
right here. Kind of have to if you want it to look real, for sure. But there are angles that you could cheat angles in that they do a lot of the times, so that you're not actually pointing a firearm at someone, right? So there are little cheats that you could do with the angles of the cameras.
But I don't
have real weapons on set.
Yeah, that I don't get that they use real weapons that are functioning. I mean, they could literally just take. I mean, they could take a firing pin out of them, right?
Yeah, but no, because you still have to have the pin drop onto the cap, to get to get the charge to go. So some of them are going to have a charge. And
you're saying to get an authentic looking fire, right?
Right.
Without like crazy CGI or some shit.
Well,
right?
now that they're moving a lot to more CGI here, the movies and everything, we could spend just a little bit. Yeah. Now a lot of it's going to be a lot more expensive, and that's so true. You lose the real. Remember the Dirty Harry movies?
The what?
Remember the old Dirty Harry movies with Clint Eastwood?
It's been a long time. What about them? Were they fake guns?
Those older movies, they gave you like a sense, like, and even something more like Reservoir Dogs, right? From Quentin Tarantino. Yeah. It gave you that sense that the guns were really going,
Yeah.
What did you think happened?
Okay. Well, I didn't pull the trigger.
Okay. I didn't expect this. You missed the pink because you're a fuck. Never mind.
What is he talking about? Is he saying? Oh yeah, you guys can't hear that. That's that Gardner's. You probably hear that. Don't worry about that. You probably can't hear it. Oh my. Oh, what is going on here with this video? I mean, is he already telling us that he didn't do it? Is he already saying that he didn't do it? I'm just saying. With all this, I am.
Killer Whiskers checking in over here. Let's just stop and just get back to chat. Getting some activity here. How do you win in this situation? Excellent point. Right here, Kyoto Whisker. I can't blame Alec. It's not his job to safeguard props, just to use them as directed failure of the studio. Yeah, of the prop master, right?
I can see that viewpoint. I mean,
and that's part of it. That's absolutely part of it. Had it not been for that particular prop master, and apparently she was inexperienced. Her dad worked with weapons a lot and did a lot of instruction, but they were shooting all kinds of cans out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Puerto Rican. What? Okay. Here we go. Here's the reality. He pointed a weapon, pulled the trigger, thinking it was blanks. Right. And it's of course up to the state and all the laws and how much money he had to pay people off to get out of it. How much Scientology helped him. Stop pointing that gun at my dad. Stop pointing that gun at my dad. Why did you tell me what really happened?
Oh God.
That was Chris. I actually, and we're gonna tell some Hollywood stories, and Chris Penn is in one of those because Chris is actually the cool Penn. One of the things I worked with their father, Leo.
Oh yeah.
That story is for another time. See that? Everybody giving each other shout outs here. We like that. So let's see. Isn't this what manslaughter for when you end someone? Yeah. Yes, exactly. So there are so many factors here. How did he walk away from not getting any of it? I mean, okay.
What did he get, if anything? Was it just a slap on the wrist or a time served type of thing, or
nothing? I think they dropped all the charges, but
damn.
But how much do you think? Okay, and let's be realistic. I'm asking the chat too. How much do you think this is just because people want some celebrity blood? They want this to be the absolute worst outcome. This is the troll in all of us coming out, right? This is the troon that wants to push the guilty, let the guilty hang in the year of the boomerang, so to speak, right?
Yeah, I guess it could be. It just feels like, why Alec Baldwin to be the one that they take out everything on? I mean, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
There you go.
I thought he was always pretty well liked. But yeah. I guess killing someone on set.
That makes it a different. It does. But I think there's going to be a civil issue with the negligence, and it's going to go a lot to the studio. But they're finishing this film.
Yeah.
There you go. He's saying to you, dirty, but he's got cash, which is true. which is true. I mean, that could play a big factor, and especially in a small town, right? I mean, we talk about corruption a lot, and especially on my other channel, which we're watching now. But when you're talking about this kind of thing, it gets so confusing, right? Because it's negligent discharge. It's a negligent. Okay, it's manslaughter. I've had a negligent discharge before. Oh, that never happens. All right, here we go. The studio for wrongful death. Right. Isn't it crazy though? Like this, it's going to pan out, and I'm sure they're going to have some of the case. What it was in New Mexico, and some of the actual stuff with the studio is probably going to be here in LA. So we'll have to get some coverage on that.
That'd be nice.
Let's see. There's the gimbal's expensive camera arm that could be used for gunshots, so no real person has to get involved behind the lens. Right. Those slight little cheat angles. Right. There you go. Gotcha. Makes more sense. All right, let's get back to the video. Then we'll get back to the chat here. So here we go.
Got the video.
Shout out to Penny. She was just in the chat the other day.
Hey, Tony.
Huh?
You got the video playing?
Did I not bring it in? Did I not share it again?
No, it's not shared right now.
Well, you guys just don't have the same controls that I do, so whatever. Sorry. They're just,
How did a real bullet get on
I
that?
have no idea. Someone put a live bullet in a gun.
Well, what I want to know is how did the bullet now fly into another human being, allegedly?
A bullet that wasn't even supposed to be on the property.
Because now there is no bullet. There's no trick. What just happened?
How do you respond?
I
to
didn't
actors
see
like
this all.
George Clooney who say that every time they were handed a gun, they checked it themselves.
Uh-oh. George Clooney checking
Your
in.
emotions are so clearly so right there on the surface. You felt shock. You felt anger. You felt sadness.
Incidentally, that's not the real George Clooney. That was checking in my chat. Even though I had the thing with the ball, that was not the real George Clooney, just to be clear.
Do you feel guilt?
I mean, look,
You said you're not a victim, but
it's
is
starting
this
to
the
look
worst
like
thing
who
that's
knows
ever
what
happened?
has happened out there and what is the worst thing that's happened to him.
Because I think back and I think of what could I have done.
What is under his eyes?
Alec Baldwin, Unscripted, the newsmaking special event, tomorrow night at 8/7 Central on ABC.
Okay, so that was that was basically just just the promo of the thing to chat up. You could go look up that whole video and stuff yourself. This is when he actually made the Instagram video directly targeting my channel to have people come and report my channel. This is Alec Baldwin pulling a Chad. Okay.
It's the worst.
Okay, let me tell you
get this
something,
up.
because he's like trying
Let me
to
get this
do
screen.
do you know what dry snitching is? It's like he's trying to point people to me but doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't know the name, but yeah, I've heard of that.
It gets confusing. Dalish. It's kind of like I'm talking with myself, literally. There he is. He's not that much younger. The light's just a little lower. That's what it is. Can't see me as well. All right.
Up for you so you could see. And it's part of it I put in the beginning of my intro. I mean, this is hilarious what happened, but I have not seen this entire video. All right. So a fountain in the background with a koi fish. My koi fish are outside. The koi fish are outside. Down the street, around the corner. Okay. Now, let's see here. Okay. Do you guys have sound?
Sorry, I was recording this a moment ago, then I stopped because I wanted to do some research.
This is after he sent me the DM.
Okay.
Now, I did
saying
not,
that he was going to expose you.
right, but I didn't get the DM in time, right? He did this while I was still asleep. So when I woke up, I had like so many DMs like, oh my God, Alec Baldwin just did this thing, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? First of all, what is everybody talking about? And then I saw this shit. So it was like crazy to wake up to, right? To have this dude getting up my.
Can you hear that?
That's what I forgot. I want you
Yeah,
to write something
yeah.
down.
I want you to write something.
This is not that important, although I think it's potentially so. Because I think that when people are falsely
Sure.
accused of anything, that's a very serious problem.
Now, let me be very clear. I did not.
What do you see when I do my risotto, bro? Okay. when me and Corndiff do the lobster corn risotto that we're gonna do.
Fuck yeah.
We're gonna do a live lobster corn risotto, bro. Okay.
Alec is getting me mixed up.
You're gonna be done, Bill Loney.
You don't
We're gonna
stand a
end you.
chance. Yeah. It's over.
We're coming for you, bro.
With the QAnon people who were putting a bunch of pizza things on us. Now, what I was inquiring was, is he going to denounce his friend, convicted offender, Harvey Weinstein? Okay. That's what I was asking about on his pages. Now, I have hung out with Alex, one of Alec's brothers more than the other one, but I know Alec's brothers from a long time ago, not recently. I'm not friends with him anymore. Haven't seen him in years. I'm kind of out of that whole loop. But what had happened was I know some information about them, and I know some information about how they check into hotels, right? And I'm not going to tell you guys this.
Did I already go over this part of the hotel
so.
check-in part? Right?
You're
I
going
don't
to
think you did.
denounce.
I told you that I know the name that they check under.
Oh yeah.
That was just that part right there.
When are you going to denounce your relationship with Harvey Weinstein? When are you going to come out and say this guy's a scumbag? I didn't say anything about pizza because I'm not a pizza GATE guy. I'm not a pizza dude. That's not my thing. Okay. So I was asking about something else completely.
He thought I was some like wacko QAnoner until I mentioned his check-in name. That's when as soon as I put that comment up, like the next morning, he did this.
Damn.
Yeah.
You rattled him.
Yeah.
All right.
I loathe and detest, and very few things make me angrier than to be falsely accused of myself or to see anybody else be falsely accused of something.
And there are a lot of people that were accusing him of stuff, and his name has popped up in some things regarding Epstein. You're right. His name has popped up. I'm not saying that it's just popped up in some stories. I'm not even saying those stories are legit. This is all alleged. However, his relationship with Harvey Weinstein is not. Okay. And that's disgusting.
I want you to write down the words the preposition the, veritas machine.
Yes, write it down.
If you go to Instagram, there's a person, I don't know who they are on Instagram, who trolls me all the time and is always hitting me with that whole Pizzagate, Epstein, Pedo Island, adrenochrome, which I didn't even know what.
See, this is the misunderstanding that Alec Baldwin and I have, is that he thinks like you should have seen his freaking page. His page was like the Tegan chick.
It was covered like the QAnon people covered his page in the pizza slices.
Yeah. Really?
Like they were, yeah, because this is why it got confusing, is because this came out around the same time that some of those unverified like Epstein flight log things came out.
Yeah.
Right. And people were like, oh, Alec Baldwin's on the Epstein flight logs. Listen, don't you worry about Bill's nachos anymore. OK, we're doing high end cuisine over here. We're going to do a risotto. OK, we're going to do a chicken nacho risotto. That actually sounds pretty good.
It really does.
It really does. No, chicken nacho risotto, bro. That sounds awesome. A little crunch, little creaminess, a little rice in there.
Yeah. Good contrast.
And you use that grated, the Mexican cheese, the cotija, not the Parmesan. There you go.
Oh.
See that? I just put a twist on it. All right. See what you got to look forward to. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me get the video back in. I learned how to use the left-hand thing with the on and off in the screen. Have you tried
nice.
that yet? Yeah.
Slices. Right? It was ridiculous. It was stupid. And people were just haranguing him. And honestly, there is no information. There are some allegations, right? There are some allegations, but you know how some people can go with allegations. I do not know if he was connected to any of that stuff. And I doubt that he was at this point, but his name has come up in some allegations.
It's kind of like the Reese's peanut butter cup of savory. We got the chips going into the risotto. They call that a colaboración in Spanish.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
That wasn't. I had to look it up. That whole crap.
Hit me up, Alec. I mean, wait.
And
shoot me a call
when you go to his Instagram page.
Shoot me a text. This is parody, ladies and gentlemen.
The Veritas machine. You click on his bio or whatever, and you go to a YouTube page of his where he has a couple of videos. And if you're going to accuse people of something, no matter how severe, and what's more severe than child trafficking, if you're going to accuse people of anything, You really, really ought to have your ducks in a row.
Okay. Obviously, I did not accuse anyone falsely of anything. He's got a lot of information that was going into his brain at one time, and he did not realize that I wasn't talking about that stuff. Was I talking about certain topics like Satanism and things like that? Yeah. Freemasonry? Yes. Those were topics that I was discussing. I wasn't into the pizza thing. I know about the other stuff, but I never accused him or anybody, and that's why I still have my YouTube channel, because I didn't accuse anybody falsely, and I never do. You hear me say allegedly all the time.
You really, really ought to have your facts.
That's the way you get out of it, ladies and gentlemen. You got to know the loophole.
You figured the trick out. I like it.
Reportedly is always good. Could always go with reportedly.
This guy's YouTube page, you see these 2 videos he's done, and he's literally like, here's Vanity Fair magazine. Alec Baldwin's on the cover. Hillary Clinton's on the cover. Here's Hillary Clinton with Harvey Weinstein. They're all, don't you see? Don't you see?
Yeah, that you're all a bunch of dirtbags that hang out together and get your picture taken in Vanity Fair so that you're all together in one place. Yeah, you're all scum. I mean, come on now. That's what I'm saying. You're on the cover. She's on the cover. You know, it's like a trail of dirtbags.
So were they all on the same cover?
There are a lot of different covers. So then you would see like the cover with you know, Hillary Clinton and Bill, like they're on the cover of that. And then, you know, there's a lot of stuff with Alec and Obama and Bono with the Queen of Spain, you know, and these are the people that are all at the Vanity Fair parties with Elon Musk and Ghislaine Maxwell that, you know, that they were at a Vanity Fair party when that picture was taken.
Yeah.
Right. So
same event.
Yeah, Vanity Fair is like has had like Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell come in there. Are you kidding me? And you're not a bunch of dirtbags? Well, get out of here.
We'll get into that later. We'll discuss that later. Here's Bono. Here's him holding up a sign. These are all Luciferian. I think that's his word. I mean,
no, what I said was
on with this. Like,
I have a video coming up about Bono, by the way.
It's about his relationships with like George Bush and everything. Bono is like a little political, you know. He's like a little honeypot
of content.
No, just for like, you know, going in, and he's always working with to get like a lot of these environmental things pushed, right? Bono is the guy that they'll send in to like the Pope, and I've got a whole video series on it on my other channel, but it's called Bono the Globalist Golden Goose.
He's a great PR guy.
Yeah.
And Rob was on my show, and listen to my interview. Here's the thing, Rob Morris. Google that; it'll bring you to the site, and you can listen to my interview with Rob Morris, the founder of Love 146.
Oh, so he was going on with the corrupt Love 146 guy.
I'm going to ask Rob to do an Instagram live with me.
Scientologist.
And have him kind of talk about the difference between people who really are warriors in the fight against child trafficking and all this politically based nonsense, like this sociopath, the very top.
Oh, hey, what? I forgot he called me a sociopath. I forgot that Alec Baldwin called me a sociopath. Isn't that awesome?
That's an achievement.
Bono don't sell tickets. Bono don't sell tickets. Hi, Chad. Hi, Chad's lawyer. I want that in a drop. I want to put that on the board. Alec Baldwin's a piazza. Bono don't sell tickets. Alec Baldwin versus Mel Gibson. Who wins? Oh, Mel Gibson. For sure.
He'd shatter Alec Baldwin.
Let's hear in the chat. Who thinks? Yeah. I mean, Alec Baldwin. I can't even think of any characters that Alec Baldwin have played that are as tough as Mel Gibson's weakest character. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure. Mel, all the way.
He's got hate in him. He's got anger.
Fury.
Yes.
There's a place down on PCH. He's always there. It's called Moon Shadows.
Yeah.
Right down on Pacific Coast Highway here. He's just he's always there. You know, that's where he left on that famous incident, right? Where he got pulled over and got taped talking about, you know, certain religious types.
Yeah. Heard about that.
This little Braveheart here. Bill filling the Braveheart vibe. And let's roll this a little bit here. Dun, dun, dun.
I love when people say to me, "Why aren't you joining us in the fight?"
Wow. Did you hear that? I got to hear that again. Because like I said, I haven't watched this whole thing because I just get pissed. I get pissed off at things. So I don't want to watch it. But now that y'all are here with me, it's kind of like my buffer of sanity. And I'm here listening to it. And I'm here with you. And I'm in a safe place. I'm in a quiet place. I'm in a safe place with you guys. Just watching Alec Baldwin. Call me. Oh. Okay. Let's continue.
11:46. I'm going to ask.
Looks like there's going to be a part 2 to this one.
an Instagram live with me, and have him kind of talk about the difference between people who really are warriors in the fight against child trafficking and all this politically based.
Which is it's exactly what I talk about.
Nonsense.
All right,
Like
I
this-
talk about the real ones
this
and the fake ones.
sociopath, the Veritas machine.
Hey, fuck out of here, Alec. Come on
I
now.
love when people say to me,
Stop
"Why
it
aren't you
over
joining
there.
us in the fight? We know you're guilty. You're covering something up because you're not vocal about joining us in the fight."
I never said
I'm
that.
like, why don't I wake up every day and say I want to join the fight against muscular dystrophy? Does that mean I want people to die of muscular dystrophy?
Yes,
No.
I don't wake up every day and say I want people.
that's exactly what it means.
It's true.
Okay.
That's what it means.
This
It's terrible.
week. Oh, you know, Cable Man performance. You know what I really liked him in? I liked Mel Gibson in the the ones with all the big action stars. The something ables.
Untouch,
No,
unfuck,
no.
the unfuckables.
We gotta start writing. Start writing. Scene 1. That's exactly. And you know what? If I say the Unfuckables, you know exactly what movie I'm talking about. So, Expendables. There it is. The
Oh, the
Expendables.
Expendables.
The Expendables. Mel Gibson was good in that.
People to, I don't wake up every day and say, join the fight against AIDS. Does that mean I want people to die of AIDS? The
Yes.
logic, or I should say, the absence of logic in this crowd is absolutely nothing. Number 2,
I just know that you have gotten rid of more people on movies than a lot of other actors have on movies.
I agree.
of course, the destruction of private property, of course, the looting and burning, regardless of who is responsible for it. And I think everybody with any sense knows that not all of this is being done by the disadvantaged, the politically marginalized, Black Lives Matter supporters and organizers. They're not all the ones that are always going out there doing this damage. There are people who are working for the other side who are doing the damage to frame them and make it look that way. We know that. I mean, if you have any sense of it, what percentage of each is there? Who knows? I'm not a statistician involved in these crime stats.
Oh,
But
you're
I do
not.
want to say that protests of any kind in this country are healthy and normal and a part of the way we live in this country. In other countries, you protest and get the shit beat out of you. Well, that's, China, Russia, Korea,
Has anybody here had Alec Baldwin call them a sociopath in their videos?
No,
Okay.
I haven't.
All right. Well, then y'all better get back to work.
Maybe someday if I'm lucky.
Someday that he'll spell it out. Can you imagine waking up and having this shit happen? I was freaked out.
I bet. Yeah, it would probably shake me up a little bit.
Weimar Germany, Italy under Mussolini. The way it's becoming here, a very fascistic tone, a very fascistic pattern of suppression of protest. Protest is good. Protest is right. Protest is healthy.
Okay, we agree there.
Questioning the authority in this country now more than ever is genius. And of course, a byproduct of that is going to be a certain amount of damage, which is horrible. But not all protest leads to that, although there are certain law enforcement organizations and individuals who are doing their best to make sure it does. Who are provoking the protesters and shooting them with all kinds of apparatus,
So,
and gases. And
At this point, just so you know, at this point in the video, Alec has weaponized his entire following, which is, I believe, well over 1 million people. And every single one of them came after me, my man. All the cuckoo bananas. Ain't nobody did anything about it.
Really?
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right effing now. Okay. Imagine literally, okay, 100,000 Chads.
Fuck.
Okay. Literally. That's what came at me. a wall of Chad.
Oh, geez.
All right.
How did you not just end it?
Has millions of people following him and had even more then before the incident with the shooting.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
there we go. See?
that's fucked.
Walk away for a minute. So I was vicariously called a sociopath. Well, I had my moments. You know, usually it's
Don't
just
we
a
all?
time. Usually it's a timeout. Usually it's a timeout because I need a minute. I have severe, complex PTSD issues that make me want to throw a desk out the window. Can't do that. So, you know, imagine this guy just like waking up and just imagine like that. It was crazy. But I learned that
You know what I
day.
mean, nobody said anything about it. Maybe I should get in touch with some people now. Maybe I should send this little thing off to some
protest, which is resulting
Common News
obviously on the
Network.
news and in a lot of violence and a lot of. I don't want to see any cops get injured. I don't want to see anybody get injured. I don't want to see any property damage. But there is the result of that protest. There will be some of that. There will be. You know, I hate this phrase because it sounds so
collateral
blasé.
damage.
Collateral damage.
There you go. Saw that
Just
coming.
like,
I I did not even. I have not seen this entire video at all. But
when this country goes to war.
That was kind of, you know, that was kind of easy to see coming down the pike.
Cold.
Just like when the United States goes to war.
And this is him sitting in his like $20 million Cape Cod house. Okay. Bitching at me on Instagram. He couldn't freaking sleep right. Okay. He woke up and he was like, I'm going to expose him.
You affected his relaxing time.
Right. So this kind of, I would imagine, this is, if we're going to talk about a troll, this kind of here, this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is like Dr. Disrespect. This is the two-time, this is the two-time championship. This is the belt of the troll of all trolls. All right. So anyway, if anybody needs any like lessons or whatever. Oh, I know, brother. I know. I like you. I like you. We all have our moments, right? Like I said, the PTSD, they drew first blood, sir. Oh, let me flip this back on.
Deaths of innocent children.
oops. Whoops.
And a lot of. I don't want to see any cops get injured. I don't
What
want to see
happened?
anybody get injured. I don't want to see any property damage. But there is the result of that protest. There will be some of that. There will be. You know, I hate this phrase because it sounds so blasé. Collateral damage. Just like when this country goes to war. Just like when the United States goes to war and kills thousands upon thousands upon thousands of women and children.
Or two.
The deaths of
Or one.
innocent children are on our hands
Yes.
as American taxpayers, so we can try to get
Wow.
plenty
That's a
of
lot.
oil
That's a
out
lot
of
being said there.
Iraq, blah, blah, blah. Iran,
Wow.
Afghanistan.
Wow. That made me even forget about the part where he just called me a sociopath. Am I a sociopath? I can't possibly be a sociopath. I'm not the bad guy.
Maybe it's
You're
not
the
all
bad
about
guy.
oil. The
Leave me alone.
strategic, maneuverings that the
Yes, sir.
result is about oil. If you think that the American military is going to these areas, going to be
So then he goes off and starts to really sound like Richard Ojeda.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, what do you think of that, huh? That's pretty wild, right?
Yeah, man. I don't know how I would have handled waking up to find Alec Baldwin had done a video responding to me. That's crazy.
I mean, and right after that, I mean, my YouTube channel got monetized pretty quickly because of some of the videos that people were watching, and he really just put the message out there. He told like 1 million people to go watch me at the same time as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Because essentially, like a lot of those tunes and everything, really, they really are such tryhards.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's their life.
I would think they're independently wealthy and a little psychologically, demented. When you take it too far, because these are people, again, they'll call the family, they'll do all this stuff. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's excessive.
So that basically is going to be it. We got a great guest coming up on Saturday. Remington is going to join us. Remington sings. Now, you know how I've been going at Alec Stein, right? You've seen it on Twitter. You've seen me talk about Alec Stein, the issues that I have. One isolated incident, you know, that has not been recognized. It was done around some kids or whatever. So my buddy Remington, actually, he's going to be doing some co-hosting with us on here. He'll join the panel occasionally, weeks at a time. But check out Remington Sings on Instagram. He's real funny. He gives a lot of advice. We're doing a episode called Don Draper Confidence is the title of the episode. So go to the page on that one and set the notifications for Saturday. Remington has got over 600K on TikTok.
I think so, yeah.
You know, over 200K on Instagram. People really dig the vibe, and he, you know, he's been a buddy of mine for a while. But during that whole time with Alec Stein, he was working with Alec Stein. He knew that I was having a problem with him, and we talked about it. You know, we were talking while he was doing that stuff. I didn't want to say anything, but he said it's all right for me to talk about it now, and. And he doesn't really give a shit if I talked about it during the time, because you will see when Remington comes on, he don't give a fuck, right? He's going to do what he wants to do. But he was just on Primetime 99 with Alex Stein. He was on the show on the Blaze. He actually went on the Blaze on the Glenn Beck Network. Yeah. So he's coming to us after that. And we're going to talk about his project with Alex Stein. And check this out. Corndiff, what if we got Alex Stein here to have a summit, a negotiation, a peace talk, if you will?
I think he would do it, and I think it would be fantastic.
Well, if anybody could put that together for us, it would be Remington, right? Because he's, you know, he obviously, by going on the Blaze and doing the work on the last project that he did, his music, his last song, it's going to be very interesting.
No, right? I do know Alex is a fan of the Corn. So
good.
If that helps any, then that's good.
I am happy to let bygones be bygones. You know what I mean? Apparently, he has not taken this act again to kids afterward. You know, like I said, I can't hold grudges forever.
Right.
You know, and the moment is past.
You've said your piece.
Right. So give us the plugs, man. What's your plugs?
On YouTube, follow me at Corndiff. All my other links are at corndiff.com.
All right. And we got to get your subs up. And same with Bill. Everybody go give Bill a sub too.
Yes.
And everybody subscribe to each other. If they're making content and they're in the chat here, man, support each other. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Well, that's all for this episode of RipCast from myself, Corndiff, and the RipCast team. We're going to see you on the next one. Look at that smile.